Hello everybody, welcome back. C-Class Fixed Series time here at Darlington. This is the first Darlington race I've ever done on the truck, so should be kind of fun. I believe I have run them once in a league, but I haven't run it in the official side, so should be a bit fun to see how it goes. Seen some people have nice long green flag runs, other people have caution-filled races. Car number 19 trucks in total. Hopefully don't tank qualifying too bad, although I get really loose off of turn 4, getting in the throttle too hard, so lap 1's going to be a throwaway. Try to make it stick on lap 2. Just kind of take it easy lap 1, get the tires warmed up, and try to push a little bit harder on the lap 2. I love Darlington, both here in iRacing and in real life. But that doesn't mean I'm going to love the racing. We'll just see how it goes. Try to get the run to the line this time out of 4. Alright, let's see what we can put together for lap 2. Feel like I'm just not pushing the truck hard enough. All around the track, just trying to run it on the edge of the grip. Got about as close as I could to spinning out there out of turn 2. Try to roll it through 3 and 4. Carry some momentum off of 4. Hopefully put something in the lower 5s. Mid 5, 29.553. Puts a second, so didn't look like a ton of people qualified once I jumped in. So we'll see if it keeps us here. Looks like it does. Yeah, we were nowhere near the pole. Best of the rest, I suppose you could say. We were nowhere near the pole, 2/10 off, and honestly, like, I probably was only finding another half a tenth or so. So, yeah, we'll take that. Get the paints refreshed, wait for those to show up, try to do what we can. I don't think we have any shot at the 1, obviously. Top 10, probably. Should be a reasonable goal, just keeping it clean, 43 laps. Hopefully, if we go green and we don't shred tires, maybe we can go top 5, possibly try to take advantage of starting towards the front. I did make one change to the fixed setup, just went up from 12 to 1 on the steering ratio up to 14 to 1. That's kind of something I'm playing around with again, going back the other direction, trying to maybe get a little bit more comfortable with inputs with my wheel since I'm on T150, which is a little bit of a smaller diameter wheel compared to somebody else uses other things. But got some fast trucks back there, 2, 4, 5, 6 all did not qualify, so plenty of trucks that I'm sure could put us in a really tough position later on in the race, especially if we stay green. But I'll try to do the best that we can. Try to enjoy it. I feel like my qualifying efforts are getting a little better. It's just not good enough in those real tough fields if I had, a bunch of tough guys in it to be towards the front. But we'll take some progress. Try to see what we can do. I think we had 2 sets of tires as always. Yeah, so, something around 13, 14 laps or so. If we get a caution, we'll take tires. Trying to get a little bit of heat in them. I feel like if we were in B fixed or A fixed / NIS, outside might not be the worst place to start. I feel like with the trucks being on a little bit more limited horsepower, the inside seems to be more of the way to go. You just don't want to lengthen the corners much more than they have to. And you can kind of let the truck roll up the track in the center of the corners to prevent from leaning on that right front too much. But outside of that, it's just try to keep it shorter if possible. See when the 1's gonna go. Hopefully we can just get a decent race in. Wait until the green flag. It's gonna get a good run. 8's also gonna be on our inside. It's going to hang here to the outside. Really bad start, so the 8's gonna put us in a tough spot coming off of turn 2. Trying to stay off of the 8 as well as off of the wall. Gives the 12 a good run down the backstretch. We're side by side with the 8 going into turn 3. One's checking out already. Side by side is so tough at Darlington. Relies on a lot of trust from both drivers. Alright, so we clear the 8. Try not to lose it. Alright, puts a second right now. And now to start trying to get in a little bit of tire saving, especially 3 and 4s where I typically have problems here shredding tires in the past from other series. Let's see what we can do. Try to just work the throttle through 1 and 2 to keep it right on that slip angle that I want. Not even attempting to go after the 1, it's just all about trying to finish second if I can, or as high up as possible. Get through the corners efficiently, don't burn them up. 12 and 3 going side by side. The longer they can go side by side, the better it is for me. Looks like we gain a little bit of time on the 12 that time. Gap's down to 4/10 of a second. Like I overdrove the center there a little bit. One with a little bit of a blink, hopefully he can stay in the race. Although if there's a time for him to blink, it's when he's got that much of a lead over me. I don't have to worry about it like if we were running side by side where he was going to reappear. He closed up a little bit that time through 1 and 2. I feel like I overdrove 3 there. Yeah, definitely did. Lost a lot of time off at 3 and 4. 8's closing back into us. Like maybe I might be underdriving 1 and 2 a little bit and then overdriving the entrance into 3. Although that time we pick up a couple tenths we lost the last lap. Trying to make that adjustment there in 3 and 4. Still getting beat a little bit in 3. 3 gets by 15. He's going to look to the inside, gets a run into 3, pushes up, gets into the wall. That's going to give us a pretty big gap there. That's the one thing you do not want to do here. Just get into the wall, 3 dives low down the front stretch to get by him. Really low cut there off of turn 2, and we get a caution. Looks like 18 might have had a bit of a problem. So we're going to be back on the outside. 3 is going to be lining up behind the 1, so likely going to be going back to 3rd. That's assuming we can stay ahead of the 8 and the 15. I'm curious to see if everybody comes in or they decide to stay out. I'm just going to do whatever the leader does, I think. I think it's going to be the least risky play.
I hope I didn't hit it. I don't like to wreck people.
Not sure. I don't think the 1's gonna plan to come in, but I think it's just a bit too early to use that first set of tires. It's like he's gonna stay out. A few guys in the back gonna come in. So if we go green the rest of the way, this could work out for them, but we'll grab another caution. Be down a set depending on how long it is after this one. Just really early on, that's why I felt like I was expecting the 1 to stay out. I think track position A matters here, although it looks like a lot of people came in. Looks like there's probably 9 of us maybe that stayed out. I guess that's about half the field or so. A little more than half of trucks on the lead lap. Just feel like it's too early to come in and use that first set. Again,
Let me know when the pace car staff at 2, 3,
if it goes green, then it might be the right play, but I would expect as the race goes on, tires get wore, people are gonna start to see some fall off, and somebody's gonna get into someone and bring out another yellow again. Having those fresh tires later on is gonna matter, and if we get more than 2 or 3 cautions, then we could take that extra set at the end of the race and have the advantage. One's still blinking. 2 to go. I am kind of nervous about this restart. Felt like I was a little bit faster than the 8. So it was a little bit easier to battle with than the 3's. Just 3's really quick, so I think it's going to be pretty tough to maintain second. But I will give it my best shot. Try to do what I can. Feeling about 80% comfortable with the truck and running the line. Obviously, not running fast enough and not on the edge enough. Otherwise, the one would not be absolutely gapping me every lap. But for my capabilities, my skill set, I'm feeling like I'm running probably 80% of what I could. Not that I'm, I'm trying to underdrive it to save the tires, but probably could push just a little bit more. But I'm afraid that if I push a little bit more, I'm either going to destroy the right sides or I'm going to get into the wall. And that's, I think I'd rather run a little bit slower, give up just a little bit of time, and run much less of a risk at doing that than, reasonably still not have a shot at the 1 and then potentially lose 15 spots because I spun it or destroyed the tires.
Okay, Jake, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
See if the 1's going to go as late as he did on the initial start, or if he's going to try to go earlier. And blinking is going to make the restart a little bit harder. Let's see if he can keep it solid. Have the 8 directly behind us this time. Like I said, the 3's going to have the advantage on the inside. I don't know much about the 15, what he's going to be able to do. I wasn't really watching the battle between the 3 and the 15 all that close. And we'll look for the other guys on fresh tires, trying to make their way up through the field as well. Second, get ready to go, so that way if the 1 decides to jump early, I don't think he's going to go in the middle of 3 and 4, but you never know. Gotta be prepared. Does go a lot earlier. I spun the tires a little bit there on the restart. 3 did not get a good start on the inside. 8's gonna actually slide in front of him, so back to the order we were running before the 8 got into the wall and the caution came out. See if the 8's gonna get any more aggressive, try to get by us. Feel like I'm just using too much wheel there in the middle of 3 and 4. We'll let the truck roll on its own a little bit more. Trying to study the line of the 1 as well, see if I can learn anything, at least from the line side. 15 might have had a problem. 11 gets by for 5th. Pushed up quite a bit there in 3 and 4, probably overdrove it. 2/10 back to the 8. 4/10 up to the 1. Work the throttle off at turn 2. Good clean battles up here up the front. Having fun so far. Actually doing halfway decent to hang with the one a little bit. I mean, we're not going to catch him or anything, but he's not pulling away as quick as he was off the start, although that side-by-side off the start did not help things. Like, maybe entering a bit higher might be a good move to carry some momentum off the corner here in 3 and 4. Have to see. He's entering a little bit lower into 1 than I am. Two gets a really good run that time out of 2, or the 8, excuse me. Limited horsepower in these, it's so important to get a run off of the corners. Try to carry as much speed down the straightaways as possible. I feel like I'm kind of bogging it down in 3 and 4. He's going to drive it in a bit deeper on us. Last time he did that, he got into the wall. Just going to try to run the middle of the track, defend my line as best as I can. I'm trying to mirror drive, but just trying to watch. 3's falling back a little bit. 12's actually now working on the 3. The longer they battle, you can allow the 8 and I to pull away a little bit. See if I can get off of 4 a little bit better. Keep in front of the 8. 9, 1 is starting to pull away again. First drops out. 12 gets by the 3. 12's catching big time to the 8. 8's gonna dive it to the low side again into 3. Washes up a little bit, should hopefully allow us to get by. 12's actually going to get the run underneath of him coming off of 4 down the front stretch. So 12's looking really aggressive. We're going to have to watch out for that. They fall back quite a bit. The longer they battle side by side, the better it's going to be for me. Almost tagged the wall out of 2 though. Kills my run down back stretch. Would have been the perfect opportunity to pick up another 10th or 2 on them. 12 gets by the 8 with no issue. I think the 12 is somebody that pitted. So, don't think I'm able to put up much of a challenge. Halfway through next time by. Like I said, if we stay green, this might have been the call, but really expect another caution to come out. So these guys with tires are going to be trying to go, and everybody on older tires is not going to want to give up the track position. You can see the 5's also worked his way up. I believe he's also on older tire or fresher tires. So it's going to get by us here on the inside out of 2. I get the wall. 5 gets in the back of us. Unfortunately, that gives us a 4X. Here comes everybody else. The 2's gonna come up, 8's gonna join us. Get in the wall again. Now we're losing a bunch of spots because I just overdrove it bad. More spots than I needed to. I think we're back to like 8th, 7th. Alright, now I need a caution. Not just for the damage, but love to have the chance to get tires. So I blew it there that last lap. Well, top 5 might not be happening now, and it's going to be tough to probably finish 9th. Just have to watch and see what happens between the 13 and the 8. Not believe I got myself into the wall, and now it's going to be a really bad exit out of 2. Jeez, I am all over the place. Alright, good news is we got a decent gap back to the 11. Time to reset, regroup. Darlington's such a rhythm track, you break it once, you're in trouble, and that is exactly what I did. I look like such an idiot. 25 down, 18 to go. Start working these worn tires a little bit better. I've got the right front way too hot. 11's catching us. 13's working the inside of the 8 through turn 4. And I am just losing time like crazy. Try to just regroup, see if I can go follow behind the 3, hopefully catch the 8 and the 13. Looks like we're starting to pull back away from the 11. Well, this is what you get when you have somebody that's not crazy good at these, not crazy good at Darlington. Gonna make mistakes. I'm still, in my opinion, a very inexperienced rookie driver, so trying to make my moments of brilliance longer, more often. But it's all a work in progress. Big learning experience. Like everybody's moving their line up the track as the right front starts to wear out. Move the brake bias back a little bit. Try to get it to rotate into turn 3 just a little bit better. 6 has gotten by the 11. He's starting to close up. 11 had issues. So we might be barely hanging on to 9th if we don't get a caution the rest of the race. Lap 30 this time. So far, pitting was the way to go. I think we've had a lead change up front. I'm too far back to even see that now. Still working the outside through 3 and 4, 13 driving it in a bit harder, trying to get the run down front stretch to clear them. Not quite clear yet as they go back into 1. It's going to be the battle to watch to see if they make contact or somebody gets into the wall. It's allowing the 3 to also close up. I've got the 6 all over my back end now. Just get through 3 and 4 as efficiently as possible. Goes up a little bit on the 3 ahead. It's only because of the 8 and the 13 holding them up though. He's trying to battle the outside. He's going to clear the 13 right now. He's going to try to get the run off of 2 behind the 13. Away temporarily from the 6, open the gap up about a 10th. 8 gets really high, gets into the wall there in 3. They make contact. Try to go low on the 8. Clear him down the front stretch. At least picks us up 1 spot. 13 bounces off the wall. He's getting loose in front of the 3 there in the middle of 1 and 2. Where he's going to be all over his tailgate. We'll look low down the backstretch into 3. Pushed it way too high there in the middle of 3 and 4. Just tapped the wall, tapped again, kills the momentum. 6 gets a big run this time down the front stretch. Also allows the 3 and the 13 to pull away. Just gotta be a little bit more careful to not put it quite so high. 6 is getting a good run. It's time off 2. 13 comes off the wall. 3 is going to look back to the inside again going into 3. 1 is falling all the way back to 4th. This is fresh tires are providing a big advantage. Not really fresh tires anymore, but fresher tires, newer tires. Lap 35. 9 to go. Watching the battle up ahead between the 3 and the 13. Not close enough to take advantage of the 13 gets by him, or the 3 gets by him, but watching for contact. 8's falling back a good bit. 6 is still hanging with us. 6 is going to drive it to the inside here in 3. Push up in the center of the corner. 13 gets tight out of 4. I get the run down the front stretch. Look to the inside here, going into 1. 13 gets it in the wall. Clear him. It's going to give us a really bad exit out of 2, though. Thankfully, the 6 was in the same boat. He has a worse exit, so we open it up. Puts us in the 6th now. I don't think I have any shot at the 3. Our goal is to stay ahead of the 6. 7 to go. 13 is going to try to look to the inside of the 6, not there. Almost a second and a half up to the 3. And quite a bit up to the 1. They're almost a quarter of a lap ahead. Just trying to navigate 3 and 4 as best I can. That seems to be the big key right now for me to stay ahead of the 6. Late race caution would be really interesting, how it would shake things up. But I think part of me just wants to salvage a top 10 here and stay green the rest of the way.
Behind us now, 0.83.
Trying to catch the 3 slightly, gets a little loose there off of turn 4. Gap's now down to just 1.1. And we've got almost the same gap back to the 6 now. Really bad there through turn 2. Should have been able to gain another 10th on 3. Really tight there off of 4. I had to blip the throttle to make sure I didn't hit the wall. 0.9, and we've got 4 to go. So we're going to need probably a quarter of a second to 3/10 of a second a lap just to have a shot at the 3. But I'm going to dig. 1 away from the 6, which is good. We're going to dig to go after the 3 because it seems like he's getting a lot tighter now. Sure his battles. 13 did not help things. 2/10 that lap. I get the wall. Dug too hard. Dug too hard. Allows the 3 to pull back away. We still got a decent gap back to the 6 and the 13, so no lost positions out of that. 2 to go this time by. Right front, I'm just shredding apart at this point. 3's gotten by the 12. Guess tires were the way to go. Didn't think we'd be able to go green the rest of the way, but being the right call. White flag this time by. I don't know if I would have gotten by the 3, but we were definitely catching them had I not made that mistake. I mean, I think I lost like 3/10, so you're talking the difference of being about 3/10 back. So, I mean, hard to say if I could have executed the pass, but almost got the wall there, but I don't know. Obviously, off of that restart though, getting in the wall was my undoing. Shouldn't have done that. Definitely had the pace to hang with the 3 there at the end. Just missed out on a top 5, but 6th place still. Good run.
6th place.
Nice run, 3. Was trying to catch you there at the end.
Good race, guys.
It's actually a pretty clean Darlington race and a lot of fun. I did not expect only 1 caution. Take a look at how bad the tires are. I'm scared to look at how bad they're going to be. 78, 87, yeah, not very good. Not very good at all. I torched that right front pretty bad. But it was an overall pretty clean race, so take a look at everything. I want to watch that start. The start was a lot of fun as well. Just want to keep it here. Battle with the 8 was a lot of fun off the first couple laps. The 8 got the advantage on the inside. Got the run there. The outside line gave me a little bit of a momentum boost down the backstretch, just enough to about get us even going into 3. I was really trying to give him the bottom half, knowing that he was probably going to push up. I didn't want to pinch him down, have him get in my left side, and then we ended up both spinning. So tried to stay close there, holding it right around that top seam, going into 1. And again, I think the 8 kind of wised up, was really respectful. I think he kind of realized early on that it was not the best move to continue out too wide. 8 was going to allow the leaders to get by, potentially allow everybody behind him to catch. And then, it was just going to be tough for both of us to execute. So really good start that way. We'll jump back to lap 1. Let's see what we have. So got the 18. Just kind of pushes up into the, or excuse me, the 16 pushes up into the 10, gets into the outside wall. It's way too wide out of turn 2, and turn 4 is so difficult here. 7 with some blinks. 10 on the outside, he's going to get the ball out of 4. Yep. 19 does it. 4 going to do the same thing. No, 4 gets loose off of 4. Gets into the wall, correcting it. 5 gets into the back of him. 16 running on the outside of the 17. Gets the wall there in the middle of 3 and 4. 18. Going to drag the wall there in 3 and 4. 19. Going to hit the wall hard out of 2. Goes for a bit of a slide. I think I did that. I think that's how I ended up doing mine. This is the moment where the 8 dragged the wall, allowed me to pull away. Alright, so let's watch this, because the 10's already loose here. This 10's on the outside of the 14. Hard to say if that was netcode or just a little bit of contact. Gets the 10 loose. He tries to save it and then ends up spinning back down to the bottom. That brings out our caution, so hard spin there on the inside retaining wall on the front stretch. Yeah, that sends that truck pirouetting around. 4 gets something out of that. Alright, we're going to get going on the restart. Kind of stalled that outside line, but the 3 did not get a good start. 12 bounced off the wall. 6, it's got the 19 diving low. 19 just kind of pushes up the track, thinking that the 6 wasn't quite there. 17 is going to get the wall out of turn 2. 14 going to get the wall out of turn 2. Yep, just ahead of the 19. 15 is going to maybe netcode the wall there. 5's just going to push right into the 15, sends him up into the wall. 6 works by the 15, and not sure what he's showing up for. 15's loose here. Trying to save it, slides all the way up, gets in the wall, almost gets into the 17. 11 gets the wall out of 2. 18 drags the wall out of 2. 17 gets the wall in the middle of 3 and 4. Here's where I'm going to get my shot. Yep, hit it in almost the same spot, and then with me slowing down in the 5 getting in the back of me, that's what gave me the 4X, unfortunately. And then we're going to go drag the wall here in 3 and 4. Right there. Just a little drag, but it allowed the 2, the 8, the 13 all by me. Downshift and 3 is going to come. 14 going to get the wall in the middle of 3 and 4, yep. 11 is going to do the same thing. That's when tires start to wear off right front. Doesn't want to grip as well in your truck, just pushes up the track. It's real easy to do. Or just full sending it at this point. behind me. Yeah, you see a lot of these contacts. Alright, so 13, that allowed the 8 to get on by. That's what you're going to see a lot of the time here. Mainly going to be the 3 and 4 end with it being the tighter the radius. Alright, so here's going to be the 8 and the 13. 8 just kind of drags the wall, it kicks the 13 out. Tries to avoid it. They're going to go back side by side into 3 and 4. This was actually a really good battle. Kind of want to watch this for a minute. See what allowed us to get on by. 18 kind of, not really pinching the 13 down, but takes the preferred line 13 as to check up going into the corner. Allows the 18 to clear him. We're going to go back into 3. 13 gives the 8 just a little bit of a tap, kind of sends him up the track, gets the 8 into the wall, then the 8 kind of comes back off the wall into the 13. Allows the 3 to get on by. We're going to get on by. 12. Gonna get the wall in 3. Yep. I think that's what allowed the 1 to get back by him. 13's gonna get the wall there off of turn 2. So you're gonna see the 3 come in. And I tried to take advantage of it. Because I think he gets the wall again. No, not this lap. This lap, he's gonna get the wall again. In the middle of 3 and 4. So it's definitely going to allow the 3 by this time. He's really slow off of 4 because it just kills the momentum. And then I'm going to get the run down the front stretch, get to his inside. And then he just pushes right up in the wall. Yeah, I never forced him with the track. He just saw me coming low, stayed in the middle, and just overdrove the entry, shoved up into the wall. So nothing there that I did wrong at all. 19 gets into the wall just in front of the 4. 3's going to get the wall here. Allowed me to pick up a couple tenths there, although I promptly gave it back. 8 gets the wall behind. This is where I gave it back. Just stepped up a little bit there too much into 1 and 2. Just getting on the throttle a little too early. Yeah, a lot of people scraping the wall. Getting their Darlington stripes in. Some more than others. 14 with a pretty hard shot there off of turn 2. 8 gonna do it again. 8 was just hanging on at this point. I needed to be smarter when I got into the wall in 3 and 4 to get down into 3rd gear quicker than what I did. Yeah, 8's just out. And that's the end of it, so. Take a look at the results there. 8 also talk about his shifter braking, won't go forth. So, tried to run a street stock race. This is practice, sorry about that. Tried to run a street stock race, was not very good in terms of quality of racing. I lost a ton of safety rating out of that. I think it was like 0.6, which is probably the most I've lost in an oval race. Didn't lose a ton of I rating. It was actually a pretty tough split, and everybody just drove through everybody. I started in the front, got shuffled 3 wide, sent to the back. Had a really hard time recovering through it with just the way people were driving. There were so many 3 wide instances, and at 5 flags that just doesn't work. Guys getting sent all across the track. It was brutal. So I'm gonna be happy just to get back to 3.0 before the end of week 13. But tiny safety rating gain there, 0.07. Trying to clear out all those instant points from that race, and 4x in this obviously didn't help. 5 actually was the fastest driver lap-wise for single lap. Set that after that caution. 3, we were about a tenth and a half off there, so I feel like I had the pace at the back end to catch the 6, or the 3, excuse me, just maybe like 5 more laps and not making that mistake in the middle of 1 and 2, and we might have had a shot at a top 5. Obviously, had I not screwed up off of the restart, the top 5 might have been more possible. I think the 12 would have been close. The 2 and the 5 still would have blasted by us. The 12 that would have been close, and the same thing with the 3 would have been pretty close. So I think we could have finished possibly 4th or 5th, depending on if I hadn't made that mistake. But if I hadn't made the other mistake, we could have gotten into a side-by-side battle with the 3 for 5th, and maybe had the advantage to rotate underneath them in the middle of the 3 and 4 and get a little better runoff. But not a bad race overall. Little bit of I-rating gain, just under 3,000, so can't be too unhappy with that. Finished ahead of where we were supposed to. I know I didn't take advantage of the second place start, but those fresh tires that they took definitely made a big difference. Had I known we were going to go green the rest of the way, I might have taken a shot at it too. But kind of just went off the leader. Everybody, every car behind was going to have a little bit more of an advantage of information on what to do. But pretty clean race overall, pretty fun. Darlington, just got to work on it, try to clean up a little bit. So plan on running at least B fixed and possibly maybe NIS fixed again. So keep taking information out of that. Try to learn. I know the other car's a little bit different, but try to enjoy it, have some fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. And feel free to leave any comments. You guys got driving tips on how to run these things at Darlington a little more on the edge. Love to hear from you guys. And until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.